Well, good day. Today is a good day. It's a great day. I see there's some mothers in the group, and welcome and happy Mother's Day. Today is Sunday, uh, May 12th, 2024. And I just definitely wanted to wish all of you who are mothers a happy Mother's Day in the States. I'm not sure if it's worldwide, but thank you for being there. And good afternoon, Maria, and CJ and CW, Denise, and Sister Jeannie, and all those who are joining later or watching later. Just wanted to quick mention how much I appreciate, first of all, my, let's see if I can do this. There we go. my rock, my heavenly mother, Dea Matronam Nostrae. And it is so important to have her as our primary mother. And secondly, my earthly mother was in the hospital during this day. Not now, but 60 years ago, and she had just had me on. It wasn't Mother's Day, but she was still in the hospital for Mother's Day. So I can't thank her enough, and appreciate everything that she's done for me and my family over the years. Excuse me, I got a little frog this morning. So, one thing that I wish was that they were closer, but that was because we moved away. So they're still in their original house, and my father is in his mid-90s, so he cannot travel. And in any case, thank you again for all the work that all the mothers do, including my right hand. I know this is backwards on the thing, but this is my right hand, believe it or not. My wife, and she is mother to our 10 children, and I was contemplating this, how important of an example the Trinitarian Theophany as the ultimate family guides us, and in helping us to manage our affairs of life, and especially those mothers who have such a chore of raising the children, to bring them up into Catholic saints. And we all do our best that we can at the time of our understanding, and we are very grateful for the attempt. Okay, success is left in God's hands and in the souls. They have their free will. So, all right, so let's, I'm going to continue with a little bit of St. John of the Cross, and then we're going to have Mass, and I brought out the nice garments for today because of our Mother in Heaven, and we really appreciate all that the mothers do. All right, let's get started. In nomine Dei, Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. And as a reminder, too, tomorrow is the anniversary of the beginning of the Fatima apparitions, the 13th of May. So let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany and in Catholic contemplation humbly adore the Divine Family. Most holy and venerable Trinitarian Theophany, one divine family, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O Trinitarian Theophany, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Matronam Nostrae. O my Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to the Divine Family. O Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Trinitarian Theophany, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Deum Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all, because they offend thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Now, I'm sure you've noticed the signs in the heavens over the last day or two, and they are significant. I'm seeing incredible pictures from all over the world, and of the aurora borealis, the northern lights. And they're called the northern lights because they do emanate from the north, even though they're visible in the south, especially when they're strong. And the colors, by the way, are the gases when they are hit with an electrical charge of plasma. They glow those colors. And that's what neon lights are, different gases that are glowing in a plasma state. It's very, very phenomenal, put it that way, what's happening in the world. And that's definitely, it's a sign. I don't know exactly what it's telling, but all right, so let's continue with St. John of the Cross here. In the dark night of the soul, wherein the same matter of other afflictions and conflicts of the will is proceeded with. So the afflictions and conflicts of the will are now also infinite and of such a nature that sometimes they transfix the soul with the sudden memory of the evil wherein she sees herself and the uncertainty of the remedy. And to this is added the memory of former prosperity. For these souls, when they enter into this night, have, as a rule, been accustomed to have many delights in the Trinitarian Theophany, and to do the Trinitarian Theophany great service. And this grieves them the more to see that they are becoming strangers to this grace, and that they can no longer enter therein. Such and so great are the torments of this night, and so many are the authorities furnished by the saints, which might be quoted in this connection, that were we to set them down, time and strength would fail us. For without doubt, all we can say falls short. From the quotations already given, some idea may be formed thereof. They quote a lot of the Old Testament, which I'm going to omit here. I think it's a little, it could be useful, but rather than try to finesse it, I'm just going to skip it. The soul wherein she is plunged by this purgation and soulful night. Hence, it behooves us to have great compassion on the soul whom the Trinitarian Theophany sets in this fearful and horrible night. For although exceeding happiness accrues to her in respect of the great mercies which are to flow to her therefrom, when the Trinitarian Theophany shall raise up in the soul from darkness the profoundest benefits, and the shadow of death shall generate light, so that its light shall become as great as was the darkness. Nevertheless, such is the unfathomable torture she continues to suffer, and the great uncertainty she feels of her remedy, as it seems to her, as the prophet here says, that her sufferings can never end. Thinking that the Trinitarian Theophany has placed her in a darkness as of those that have been long dead, and for this has he plunged, he being the Trinitarian Theophany, more so, I believe, the Deum Matronam Nostrae. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I think the Father does this purging. Again, that's my opinion. That's not St. John's. Plunged her spirit soul within her into such anguish and troubled her heart with such affliction. She deserves, indeed, the greatest grief and pity. For to this is added that she cannot, owing to the solitude and desolation this night produces in her, find comfort or support in any teaching, nor in any spiritual master, soulful master. For however much he may try to shew her by many ways how great the reasons she has for rejoicing in respect of the mercies concealed within these tortures, she may not believe it. For as she is so immersed and absorbed in this passionate sorrow for her own evil doings, wherein she so clearly sees her vileness, she thinks that as others do not see what she sees and feels, they speak from lack of apprehension, and instead of comfort, rather doth she receive fresh grief, thinking that this is no remedy for her hurt, and truly she is right. For until the Trinitarian Theophany makes an end of purging her after the fashion they designed to appoint, no means nor remedy will serve or avail to mitigate her grief. The more especially as the soul can do as little in this condition of terror as he who bound hand and foot is cast into a dark dungeon, unable to move or see, or to perceive any help from above or below, until in this purgation of the soul is softened, humbled, and purified, and becomes so refined, simple, and rarefied as to be enabled to become one with the soul of God, according to the degree of union of love that the Trinitarian Theophany's mercy vouchsafes to concede. For in accordance with this is the purgation more or less severe, or for a longer or shorter time. But if it is to be a durable and lasting matter, however so great its severity, it endures for some years, it being understood that during them there are intermissions and alleviations in which, by the dispensation of the Trinitarian Theophany, this obscure contemplation ceases to afflict the soul after a purgative mode and fashion, but comes to her illuminatively and lovingly, wherein like a prisoner escaped from so noisome a dungeon and bondage, and set in the refreshment of space and freedom, she tastes and feels to the full great suavity of peace and loving friendship with the Trinitarian Theophany, with easy abundance of soulful intercourse, to the which is to the soul a sign of salvation, that the said purgation is working in her, and a presage of the abundance that awaits her. And this even at times to such a degree that at last the soul thinks that all her trials are fairly ended. For soulful things in the soul are of this nature, when they are most purely soulful, that when her trials return she thinks that she shall never escape therefrom, and that now indeed there is an end to all her treasures, as has been seen from the passages already quoted. And when her soulful treasures are renewed, she likewise thinks that her labors are over, and that her treasures will never fail again. I think I'm going to end it there. And we'll continue on tomorrow of other woes which afflict the soul in this state. It does seem almost that one would want to avoid this state of dark night of the soul, but in essence it is absolutely necessary, like I said, in order to shorten the time in purgatory, or to avoid it entirely by purgation on earth. One thing before I begin Mass, I wanted to point out to anybody new who might want to print one of these out from the website and follow along. It's very helpful. You can practice your Latin along with me. Okay. Go to ourladyisgod.com. On the left column is the daily Latin Mass. And once you go on that page, you can click the booklet form or the straight form if you don't have a fancy printer. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apotei. Oremus. O God, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hanc immaculatam hostiam, quam ego indignus famulus tuus offere tibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro innumerabilibus peccatis et offensionibus, et negligencies meis et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed et pro omnibus fidelibus catholicorum vivis aquae defunctis ut mihi et idis proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humanae substantiae dignitatem mirabilite condidis et mirabilis reformasti, da nobis perus atque mysterium eius divinitatis esse concortes, qui humanitatis nostrae fieri dignatis est patecaps, Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuam deprecantes clementiam ut aspectu divinae majestatis tuae pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum adore suavitatis cendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiamur te Deum Iesum Christum. Suscipiamur a te Deum Iesum Christum. Et sic fiat sacrificium nostrum in conspectu tuo hodie, ut placiat tibi Deum Matram Nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni Sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificit oblate prosequendo et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sancto nomini preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas, hanc oblationem quam tibi afferimus, a memoriam passionis, resurrectionis et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorum Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Papa Peter Sanctorum, et Istorum, et omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat, ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et idi nobis intercedere dignentur in caelis, quorum memoriam agimus in teris, periendum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate ut meum ac vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat ab Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis ad laudem et gloriam nominis sui ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum et quoque pote. Sursum corda habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te igitur clementissimi, Mater et Pater, Deum Matram Nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum, Deum Nostrae, supplices, rogamus ac petimus. Uti accepta habeas et sanctificas. Hic sanctam sacrificium idipata, in primisque tibi afferimus, pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam, catholicam, quam pacificare, custodere, adonare, et regere, digneris toto orbe terrarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorumque tuorum, We pray for the sick and the suffering. We pray for Katie, Gage, Mindy, Clarette, Norman Vane, Neil and Earl Lively, Maria Josephina Mose, Mark Jr., Henry, Barbara, and Benedict Santa Croce, Casey, Mr. Nobody, Ann Bultink, John Cahill, the Cantu and Duarte families, Maria and the Lineweber family, the Dasco, Nye, Tafur, Began, and Wolf families. We pray for Rebecca. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the First Sedevacantist Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. And we pray for all the mothers, especially Lorraine. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, any kind of child abuse, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium of exchange with no usury. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society. And we ask that, quote unquote, gay marriage be banned, and for a reversal of the feminist ideology and a return to godly femininity. We ask that all mothers cease working for Freemasons and corporations everywhere for all time, and that they come to understand that the raising of traditional Catholic families is a very high ideal and a necessity for sustaining a holy life. We ask that all pornography and the OnlyFans platform be stopped immediately and forever. We ask that you destroy the satanic document of Vatican law that is the Jewish Talmud, destroy Rome and the Vatican, and transfer the authority of the Catholic Church to Fatima. And we ask you to release the souls controlled by the demons Lilith and Asmodeus. We ask you to block the passage of any so-called pandemic treaty by the WHO, which is based on lies and aimed at removing the divine family's children's freedom to move and travel. We pray that you save or transfer the souls from under the dominion of any Jew or Freemason that gives support to Israel. And we pray for wisdom on how to travel through these uncertain times. All this we ask in accordance with the Trinitarian Theophany's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi offerimus, vel qui tibi offerunt. Hoc sacrificium laudis pro se suisque, omnibus pro redemptione animarum suarum, prospe salutis et incalamitatis suae, tibique redunt vota sua aeterno, Deum vivu et vero. Communicantes et momentum venerantes imprimis, gloriose, semper Deum Materam Nostre et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrdom tuorum, Papa Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum, quorum meritis precibusque, concedas ut in omnibus protectiones tuae muniamur auxilio, periendum Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblationem tu Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratem ad acceptabilamque facere digneris ut nobis corpum et sanguinem fiat dilectissimi filium tuum, Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur acceptit panem in sanctas ac venerabilis manus suas, et derivatis oculis, in caelum ad te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit, fregit, dedique alumni sui dicens accipite et manducate ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simili modo, postquam ceremonia est accipiens et hunc preclarum calicem in sanctas ac venerabilis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecravit, dedique lumis sui dicens accipite et bibite ex eo omnes. Hic est enim calic sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum, et quotescumque faceritis in venio facietis. Unde et memoris Deum nos serve tui, sed plebs tua sancta eiustem Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beatae passionis nec non et ab inferis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriosae ascensionis afferimus praecrale majestate tuis donis ac datis, supraque propitio ac sereno vultu respicere digneris. Supplices te rogamus, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, iube hic perfere per manus tuum ut quod ex hoc altaris participatione sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem, sumsenimus omni sanctificatione, caelesti et gratia repaamur, per innum Christum Deum nostre. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Adelaide Stelzer, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum, quies quentibum locum refugerii, lucis et pacis et indulgeas deprecamur. Per eundum Christum Deum nostrum, per quem haec omnia Deum Iesum Christum, semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et prestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso est tibi Dea Matrum omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria Ave Dea matronam nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum, Dea matronam nostrae matram, Deum Iesum Christum misericordia nobis, peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quesumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis praeteritis, praesentibus, et futeris, et intercedente beata gloriosa semper Dea matronam nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis, da propitius pacem in diebus nostris, ut opem misericordiae Tue aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Periendum Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum, Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam, pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Ecce mixtio consecratio copris et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat accipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum maternam nostrae, qua prande Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum, corpus et sanguinem, tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis et universis malis, et fac me tui semper inharare mandatis, et eternumquam separare permittas, qui cum eo dem Dea matronam nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et regnam aeternam, perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indignus sumere presumo non mihi proveniat in judicium et condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi a tutamente mentis et corporis, et ad me delam percipiendam, qui vivis et regnas, cum Dea matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestiam et accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocab. Dea matronam nostrae non sum dignius, ut intris subtectum meam, sed tanto de verbis nabat ranima mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sum dignius, ut intris subtectum meam, sed tanto de verbo et senabat ranima mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sum dignius, ut intris subtectum meam, sed tanto de verbo et senabat ranima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quae retribuit mihi, calicem salutaris accipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae et ab inimicis meis salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum, custodiet anima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum, custodiet animam tuum. Quod ore samsimus, Deum Iesum Christum puramente capiamus, et de munere temporali fiat nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod sumpsi et sanguis, quem potali adheria visceribus meis et presta ut in menram remaniat, scerum macula quem pura et sancta refecerunt sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote. Oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O Trinitarian Theophany, that thou mayest free them from all sins, and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apote, ite mises. Deum gratia. Placeat tibi Deum mater sancta Trinitam obsequium subitutis mei et presta ut sacrificium quod oculis tuae majestatis indignus obtuli sit tibi sit acceptabile mihique et omnibus pro quibus illud obtuli sit te miserante propitiabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. O Trinitarian Theophany, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here, in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart, and the immaculate heart of Deum matronam nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. And thank you again for coming and for your reverence and your patience with my Latin pronunciation. Again, for those who didn't know, yesterday I was challenged to correct my Latin pronunciation, so I'm working on it. It's kind of tricky turning those V's into W's. It might be easy for the Spanish, the Latinos. In any case, please go and have a great day today. Give your mothers a hug, and of course, say a Rosary 150 in honor of our Heavenly Mother, Deum matronam nostrae. Please go and sanctify all those who you meet today. We'll see you tomorrow.